Welcome to the Twilight Noobs. Alright, that's pretty much all I got, man. But that's it. Yep.
I'm Jason.
That's it. Alright, fine. That truly was it. I thought you were going to say something witty about my terrible intro. I'm Eric. And this is Twilight Noobs.
Right,
it's my time to go at it. Hey! Don't you bring MXC into this. You know we'll get distracted. Just so everybody knows, you have to find that game show on YouTube and watch it.
That's so funny.
Most Extreme Elimination Challenge goes to... Oh, wait, what was it? It wasn't the challenge. It was the award or whatever. No, the Most Extreme Elimination goes to. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, too many quotes come from that. Anyways, how was your week? Was your week a good one?
It was fairly okay. It was my birthday week. Happy birthday.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that already. We were just talking about what we were going to do for your birthday today, and I already forgot. Happy birthday.
We're going to go golfing after pretty much recording this.
We're going to go golfing in the rain, probably.
It's been such nice weather all week. And then today it's like... it's awful. Like, it makes no sense. Like,
okay,
this
Bella.
would happen today. This would happen today.
Okay, Bella.
It's too green. Everything's too green. Everything's too...
Wait, what's wrong with being green? Hold on.
Your face is too perfect.
Oh, okay, Bella. I get it now. It's too green. It's too beautiful outside. His stony shoulder. Ugh. I'm not going to lie. This read was so much easier to breeze through because it was so fast. Nothing happened. And it was just a couple stories. I don't know.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, it was kind of easy to read through. I don't know if the chapters were shorter or something. I don't know, but it seemed...
Possibly.
Maybe we're just getting used to it. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible, but there is a couple things that actually do, like that happened in these chapters. Like, they're so
Nothing
quick.
happened.
But they're so quick that it's just like they just breeze over it. Like, it's just like nothing. I don't know, but
yeah, there wasn't really anything really juicy. There were a couple of like new details that were installed into play, but everything else is just kind of the basic garbage. Like, she wakes up and, oh look, it wasn't a dream last night. Edward's still here. Oh! And that was super awkward too, because she like leapt into his lap, and I couldn't get the image. Like, did she leap sideways like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, or did she like full on like mount him like, ah? I don't know. I thought it was kind of inappropriate.
I'm gonna say the first one. I don't think it'd be the second one.
The Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. All right.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, what? She jumped in his lap? Like, I don't get it.
Which one's Scooby-Doo and which one's Shaggy?
What do you mean? Shaggy jumps in Scooby-Doo's arms all the time.
Shaggy does? So that makes Bella Shaggy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Edward Doo.
Edward Doo. I'm a vampire.
I'm a vegan.
Your breath smells very good.
Yeah, dude. She's always complimenting Scooby-Doo's breath. Oh my god. She did it like 5 times these couple chapters. It was outrageous. Like, constant breath and breathing.
They did bring up breath one time, but that actually makes sense. Like, they actually brought it up in a way that you can actually use. Like,
it wasn't the time
life.
where he kissed her forehead and she smelled his breath still. It wasn't that time, was it?
No,
that didn't make any sense.
No, we'll cover it. I got notes for it. But
you got notes? Okay, good.
We're going to be covering chapters 15 and 16 today.
Say that in Spanish. Nosotros.
Estamos lendo.
You're trying so hard. It's hilarious.
Capítulos.
Los
capítulos. Okay.
15.
15 y
10.
16. Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know how to spell it or say it.
That was rough.
It was just the challenge of the day. Most extreme elimination goes to Jason.
I accept. Anyways, so 15 and 16, the Cullens, and then chapter 16 is Carlisle, which I don't know. So we actually finally get to meet the Cullens.
Everybody. Kind of. Almost.
Kind of everybody. Almost everybody. It's kind of brief. Like I said, the chapter seemed really brief for some reason. I don't know why, but you're right on that. All right, so let's just dive in, right? Let's just go.
Yep, head first.
All right.
Olympic dive, high dive. Let's go.
Chapter 15, the Cullens. So, in the last chapter, if you remember, Bella fell asleep in Edward's arms. She was extremely tired. In bed. This
at
chapter,
her house.
At her house.
With Chuck next door.
With Chuck. I don't know if he's next door or if his bedroom's downstairs. I don't remember where his bedroom is.
I would imagine it's also upstairs.
I would think so too. So yeah, she wakes up, cloudy day, and she's like, "Oh!" That's what she does. She actually she sits up so fast, and she's like, "Oh!"
And she moaned and rolled on her side, hoping more sleep would come. But then she sat up too quick.
Oh! She remembers what happened the previous day, and she's like, "Oh!" So, her hair.
And then wait. Edward comes in with his guns out, blazing, it's already dissing her. It was great.
Oh yeah.
Your hair looks like a haystack, and he doesn't like it.
But I like
it. He does like it.
He says, "But I like it." Edward, you stayed. And when I wrote down in my notes, right when I read this part, I wrote down two things with this thing, with this sentence, just this little beginning part. First, he just was in her room for 8 hours watching her sleep. You know what I mean?
That's what vampires do.
That would be so boring. First off. The second problem with this is she says, "Edward, you stayed," and she rejoiced and is yelling pretty much. And I was like, Charlie, you know what I mean?
Right.
What if he hears this? You're giving him all the evidence. First you say Edward, and then you say you stayed, you stayed the night. You're giving him everything. And then later, and then we read on a paragraph down, and she's like, "Oh no, Charlie!" And then he's like, "Oh, he already left." So we still don't get that contention between Edward and Chuck. Nothing's happening, so whatever. But
the secret is still there.
The secret is there.
I like how Chuck was super skeptical of her not sneaking out during the night, and he detached her car battery that way she wouldn't be able to escape.
Yes,
that's all it took.
Seriously.
Too. If she does decide to go, I'll just unplug her battery and she won't be able to go anymore. What a boss.
This is where the breath thing actually makes sense. So I deliberated where I stood, wanting to return to him badly, but I was afraid I might have morning breath.
Oh, her breath.
Yeah, this is where it's actually important. You know what I mean? It's used correctly in the story instead of
bad breath, not good breath.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, "I need another human minute." He's like, "I'll wait." So she goes to the bathroom and gets all ready and everything, and comes back out. And apparently he left. So he went and got new clothes on and stuff like that. And then they talk about, this is where the part kind of is weird to me. So Bella was sleep talking during the night. And so she asked Edward, "Oh, what did you hear?" And then he says, "You said you loved me." And I think that's really weird to say in your sleep. I don't know why, but for me, so, okay, when I'm sleeping, so my wife has told me stories about things that I've said because I'll sleep talk all the time.
Uh-huh.
And so one time she said that I said, "The meat's on the up. But there's only one more bite."
The meat's on the up. There's only one more bite.
And I said that in my sleep, apparently. I kind of put my head forward, when you're sleeping, and I don't know, but I put my head forward off the pillow and said this, and then I just laid it back down.
Right.
So
you were getting into your dream, probably.
Yeah, and so it's
you were having a barbecue at your house, and the meat's on the up. There's only one bite.
I don't know. Whenever my wife tells me stories about my dream, what I'm saying, it's never about anything that really happened that day. It's never anything it's always just weird
realistic
things. Yeah,
it's all fictional or fantasy.
it's so weird that she says like,
garbage.
oh, like in her sleep she's like, I love Edward. Or
I know.
Like, I love
How does he
you.
know it was actually Edward? Maybe it wasn't him.
Maybe it was for Mike.
Maybe it's for Eric.
Ooh.
That's right. They haven't talked about Eric for like 10
Edward's
chapters.
Edward's gone, dude. Yeah, there's no point in
he
Eric
probably died.
Probably.
Tyler. Oh, I know what it is. Tyler is stalking her now, and he's eliminating all the competition, starting with the weakest.
He would do it too. He's such a creeper, that Tyler.
He's putting him in his van.
Did you notice that they joke around a lot about like feasting, like drinking Bella's blood throughout these chapters? Like, did you notice that like they're constantly joking around about like but
now that it's out in the open,
yeah, they do it a lot, and it gets annoying. Like it's like too much.
It's like that. It's like that joke that everybody thought of, but since it was so obvious, no one says it. And then there's that one guy that says it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like that. It's like, okay, yeah, blood jokes. Yeah, oh, girlfriend, you're gonna eat her. That's so funny. Good job, way to go. Slow clap. Yep.
Because he's like, oh, breakfast time, and then she's like. She clutches her throat with both hands and is like, no, not me. Don't attack me. You know what I mean? And it's like, he doesn't even find it funny. He's just like,
lame.
Over it. He's like, Bella, come on. Like, let's
He's
go.
like, you really think you're the first girlfriend that's done that, really?
But
get over yourself.
Yeah, so they go downstairs. They get, she gets a bowl of cereal. And then he asks her to.
Hold on. What? There was this awkward part. Was it right before that? It was when, I think he took her down. Let's see. He threw me over his stone shoulder.
Oh, man.
But I was like, okay, why would you do it like that? That's not romantic. That's not customary. It's like, I don't know. Like, why would you throw a girl over your shoulder? Like, that's what people did back in the day, like barbarians and stuff.
You know what
like,
I think it is?
You clocked him over the head and knocked him out and, oh, this one's mine, kind of a thing. It made no sense to me. Okay, what do you think?
When you put a female over your shoulder, you kind of have permission to touch somewhere.
he's grabbing some booty.
Yeah.
It does say gently.
Dude, I don't know. They're trying to like flirt and stuff. They're like, it's like their honeymoon phase. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they're in this new relationship and they're just like, oh, you're so cute. No, you're so cute.
There was another weird part right after that where they go downstairs. It says, like, it specifically says, he sat me right side up on the chair. Yeah. It's like, okay, you would assume that's the normal way of doing it. I don't think you'd have to state that. So wait, there was a chance that he'd set her upside down? Hold on.
You've never done that?
I've never sat. Wait, I have sat in a chair upside down one time, but no one's placed me in a chair upside down, let alone a vampire. So
no. That didn't need to be clarified. I agree, but
what are these weird details in this writing? I don't understand.
So she gets cereal and everything, and so Bella asks like, oh, what's on the agenda for today? And he's like, what would you say to meeting my family? And I was like, finally,
about time.
Like, let's meet these people. Like, they can't be worse than Bella or Edward, right?
Right.
Hopefully. Like, I'm hoping. Like, I was so hopeful. Like, I was like, oh, please, like, let these people be just the coolest people.
Yeah, right.
And then, so apparently she's kind of scared about this, but it's not because of the fact that they're vampires. She's just scared that, like, they won't like her.
Exactly. She has the normal fear.
Yeah, the normal fear, which that totally makes sense. Should she worry that they're vampires though? Probably. But
she might not, since she's just so used to Edward not killing her yet.
Yeah. Honestly though, I don't know
Edward so much.
I don't know if I would be worried about it either. Like if I was around someone and like they seemed totally fine, like they weren't, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, if I was in this situation and they weren't attacking me and they had no desire, I don't know. I think I'd be fine with it personally, but I don't know. I don't know.
I think I'd be excited. I wouldn't be like, I don't think I'd be like her, like worried that the people wouldn't, like me or whatever. But it would be more, I don't know. It would just be more excited, like, oh, dude, there's more. I can like confirm that there's more vampires. Like these people didn't exist before, but now they're everywhere.
Yeah, seriously. But I like this part where he says, "Is that any good?" And he's like asking about the bowl of cereal, And she's like, no, it's irritable grizzly, whatever. And I was like, okay, that means you chose the wrong box of cereal. You realize like it's just you and Charlie in the house. Like you have a say in what cereal you get. Like, and like get like Reese's Puffs or something. Like, my goodness.
What does irritable grizzly mean anyway?
Well, it's no bear.
It's no bear.
Because you know how they like Emmett and Edward will hunt bears.
Like
it's no grizzly, like it's no bear.
It's no delicacy on the vampire side.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because I was trying to discern that. I sat staring at that for a while. I was like, okay, is there a word missing in the ellipses or what's going on?
If she would have said it's no irritable grizzly bear or something, if she would have said like bear, then it would have made like way more sense. But
yeah, I thought it was like a typo, and I was like, no, there's no typo. And then I was like, is that a different phrase? No.
Like people will say, like, oh, there's a grizzly. Like it makes sense, but it's like, I don't know. It catches you off guard. Like you don't read it that way the first time. I didn't either.
I did not understand that until right now. Yeah. I'm glad I got that clarified. Thanks a lot, Professor Jason.
No problem. You get an F for
getting an F. I was not expecting that, man. Okay, I take my thank you back. Jeez. I don't appreciate this.
But then they start talking about like
being a boyfriend.
Yeah, the boyfriend thing.
Go over that. How awkward is that? Like he's like 300 years old and she's calling him a boyfriend. It's like, well, hold on.
Yeah, they're
not
treating
quite
this
boyfriends, man friend maybe, but even still, that's really creepy too. Pedophile.
Yeah, they're really treating this like a middle school relationship. It really is. It's so dated the way they're talking. Like I think this would have been a way better middle school book. Like for some reason, like the way that their whole relationship's going is totally middle school. This is not high school. But so he's like, he already says that Carlisle and Esme already know about them too. And so he's like, oh, but are you going to tell Charlie that I'm your boyfriend? And so she's like, are you my boyfriend? Like,
do you want to be my boyfriend?
Yeah.
Can I have your number?
Can I have your number? Can I have it? But so I don't know. I think they just end up getting ready pretty much.
Yeah, she's pretty much good to go. And then they take her truck.
Well,
he didn't drive.
Before that, there's a part where like she gets ready, but so they're like, what is it?
Oh, and she faints.
Yeah, she faints. But I think it's like right before that where she says, I'll always want you forever. And it's like, people, this is it's pretty much your first day as boyfriend and girlfriend. Like,
oh, yeah.
You cannot say, I'll always want you forever.
They're just like set in stone eternally already. Like, oh, we're a match made in heaven.
Like, you don't know that. Like, this could be a week-long relationship. Like, this is high school.
Fight and you won't get through it.
High school people broke up like after like a couple weeks. Like, you know what I mean? You can't sit there and say like,
I'll want you
forever. The same day. I actually did have that in high school. I'm not gonna lie. But it was for other
girlfriends all one day.
But it was because her parents didn't like the fact that she was like dating.
That's right.
So she like called me and said like, oh, like my parents don't want me dating. So I was like, oh,
never mind.
All right. Yeah, it was really awkward, but that happened.
Poor guy.
But yeah, then
we should dwell on that a little bit more.
No.
How have you felt the past few years?
Well, I've had all this built up anger.
Oh shoot!
and I like to just punch people randomly on the street.
Dish it out to strangers because of that one chick.
It's like GTA 5, dude. I just go up to old ladies on the street and just destroy them.
Dang, they don't stand a chance. Okay, so when you're not destroying old ladies, you're reading Twilight. Interesting.
I know, right?
All right.
I have a complicated life.
All right. Yeah, let's get over that.
So she puts on clothes that she thinks are like appropriate for meeting the family and
puts a
all
dress
this
on.
Stuff. A skirt, yeah, brown. What is it? I think it's khaki colored long skirt.
I couldn't imagine that. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, I feel like that would look weird, but I don't know.
Khaki long skirt. I don't know.
So so this is the part where she faints. So he touches
he's
Cullens
saying she's tempting him or whatever, right?
like you have no idea how much you're tempting me right now. Like he's like going crazy. And so he tilts his head slowly, touches cool lips to mine for the second time very carefully.
The smell of his breath made it impossible to think. What does his breath smell like? Like, it doesn't smell like Listerine or something. It's got to smell like...
It smells like heaven, apparently.
Burger King, ketchup. Like, I don't understand what could smell so good about somebody's breath. And where is it coming from? Is it coming from his lungs? Like, where the oxygen... He doesn't have to breathe anyway, so his blood serves no purpose. His lungs are there for, like, purely smell reasons. Like, that's the only reason why he uses it. So, like, what she smells is... old stale air, probably, like just circulating in and out of his nose. Like, it's just
is that the secret? Is that the secret? Maybe like Listerine. Maybe they should make a product that is just old air, old stale air.
Maybe you just breathe it in. Have you ever seen that flavored air that they used to put in Pimp My Ride cars?
No.
You'd put like a respirator on, and it would give you like bubble gum or champagne or whatever. Like it would just give you the smell. they'd put it in like all these people's cars. It was like the thing back then. It was hilarious.
Weird.
I was just trying to think of like, what would Edward's breath be?
They could make like a Glad thing of like a Febreze of Edward's breath.
You walk into the room and all of a sudden it's just like
like people are coming over and like, oh shoot,
quick, like, turn on the Febreze.
Yeah. But
that would be hilarious if she actually branded that.
That would be awesome.
She got some kind of scent. It's just Edward's breath.
When this book was coming out, they totally should have done that.
What would be great if it came like as a mist and you like sprayed it on somebody, it would just be like Edward spitting on you.
That'd be awesome.
Sorry, I'm getting carried away with this.
Yeah, no, it's.
We could probably make money on that, though. To be honest,
honestly, I think people would buy it.
I think we should make our own brand and sell it through the podcast. See how many people buy it.
All right, look out for that. That's our next project.
Scented air, Edwards. Okay, never mind. I'm done. Let's move on.
I still think it's weird that she fainted because he kissed her. Like, I don't know. That's.
Okay, I know what it is. She has low blood pressure, obviously.
She doesn't eat very much, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, she's her arteries are probably like super dilated or vice versa. And she's probably demonstrating a ton of symptoms for a future very what's it called? Very dangerous style. What's it called? A dangerous diagnosis? She's got heart problems, man. That's what I'm trying to say. Dang it! I couldn't get there. Crap.
But he would know if she had heart problems. He'd be able to hear her heart. Yeah, if it was like a regular heartbeat.
But can he hear a small blood vessel?
I don't know. Probably.
Okay. Whatever. Anyways.
All right. So he like double checks with her. He's like, okay. And you're worried not because you're headed to meet a house full of vampires, but because you think those vampires won't approve of you, correct? And she's like, that's right. And he says, he shook his head. You're incredible. Like, he still just can't get over the fact that, like, she's totally fine with the fact that they're vampires. She's just worried about that if they'll approve of her. So they get into the truck, and he's the one that's driving, of course. Man driving.
Oh, what a man spread.
The woman,
but he's man-spreading in his truck, too.
Mansplaining.
Mansplaining everything. Man, this book is so misogynistic.
So they drive past all these different houses. They go driving through a misty forest. And then they go onto an unpaved road.
There's trees everywhere.
There's like a big meadow, or like she thinks it's a meadow, or maybe they're just their lawn. She doesn't know.
How stupid is Bella?
So the house...
They don't look anything alike.
Well, okay, so the house... the trees held a protecting shadow right up to the walls of the house that rose among them, making obsolete the deep porch that wrapped around the first story.
Yada, yada,
the house was timeless, graceful, and probably 100 years old. It was painted a soft faded white, 3 stories tall, rectangular, and well-proportioned. The windows and doors were either part of the original structure or a perfect restoration. So they drive up to the house, yada yada yada. They go inside, and inside waiting
awkwardly
waiting to greet us, just left of the door, which is like they probably just heard the car driving up. They have good hearing, like they know someone's approaching. They know what's going on. So Edward's parents are waiting by a grand piano. So they introduce themselves, yada yada yada. Call me Carlisle.
Adopted parents.
Doesn't like Dr. Cullen. Wants to be Carlisle. They're super friendly towards Bella. They're just chit chatting. Alice comes up and was like, ah, kisses her on the cheek.
She like ran down the stairs like in a vampire way, like you know.
Yeah.
And
she was super excited, and she's like, "You do smell nice. I never noticed before."
Oh, what?
So, yeah. So apparently Bella does smell good. I don't know.
She has good, tasty blood.
Got that right. And then Jasper is just like, "Hello, Bella," and like, "Hello, Jasper." Just like a super quick thing. And Rosalie and Emmett are not there though. They're not here during this whole chapter. They never see them. I have no idea where they're at, but.
Well, Rosalie's gone because she doesn't quite approve of what's going on.
She doesn't, yeah. She's like, that kind of happens later, but they say that, Edward's saying that Rosalie wants to be human. She doesn't like the life of a vampire. She's just like, so she's kind of like jealous of Bella being human.
What's his face is just consoling her.
Yeah, Emmett's just trying to be like,
Emmett.
Hey, like,
yeah,
come on.
Emmett.
Yeah, Emmett.
We haven't met Emmett, so I don't even know his name yet. Sorry.
Tommy. Then basically she kind of goes, Bella has this like, when she sees a piano, she kind of has this like old, what is it? Like an epiphany. Like she remembers back when she like wanted a piano for her mother.
Well, they had a piano.
Yeah, oh, okay. So, but she wasn't.
Oh, I get it. She wanted to buy her a grand piano. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. She wasn't really good. She only played it like for herself. Bella loved to watch her play. She was happy. She put me through lessons. So Bella went through lessons, of course, like most kids. I whined until she let me quit. So she ended up quitting. And then Esme's like, "Hey, do you play?" And she's like, "No, not at all." And then she's like, "Do you play, Esme?" And Esme's like, "No. Edward didn't tell you he was musical." So we find out that Edward can play the piano. I have a note here which was kind of interesting to me, because if you lived for a super long time, like you just had endless time, wouldn't
and
you
don't
like
sleep at night?
Yeah, and you don't sleep at night. What would you like? And it's not like they have like Netflix, right? As of right now, or like
we're back in the day,
video games or anything like that. Like, you know, they're probably like early 2000s, maybe late 90s at this point. So like, if you lived for hundreds of years, like, wouldn't you like learn instruments? Like, wouldn't you learn languages? Like, wouldn't you like want to like learn lots of different things?
Everything,
you have all this time, like,
right?
Yeah, right. I don't know. I thought that anyways.
You get like
so
12 doctorates.
Exactly. So I'm surprised that she doesn't know how to play the piano. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I think it's kind of
possible that she's just really good in the kitchen.
Oh.
Nah, in all seriousness, everyone's probably got like massive, really like super good talents that they just focused on. Edward probably he was making so much noise playing the piano that no one else wanted to practice, so they all did something different.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird to me. After all that time, like, you think you would. But anyways.
It's a book.
So Edward plays the piano for her. He plays like a couple different songs.
One that he made for her. It's got the same melody as the lullaby he was like humming or whistling or whatever.
Exactly. So we learn about
Bella has a song.
Bella has a song.
My wife has a song. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, man. I made her a song when she was out in Brazil.
Play it with your mouth.
I have a guitar right next to me.
Oh. Play like,
I don't want to do it anyway.
Play like 15 seconds.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You have to do it now. Yeah, you shouldn't have said anything. Just play like a little bit. Just tiniest bit. A little bit. Yeah.
I don't even know if I still like remember how to play it. She has a song that I don't play for. How bad is that?
Wow. What a jerk.
I know, right? How does it go? It's like, oh, listen to that fine tune.
Ooh, baby.
Tune in to 97.3 K Tom. Man, oh man, is it good to be in jeans. No, I don't remember how it goes. Shoot.
Oh my gosh. You look so stupid.
No, you look stupid. You're reading Twilight for a podcast. I'm playing guitar. I'm like a man.
You don't even know your wife's song.
Hold on. It's like, oh, I remember how it goes. No. Oh, difficult chord right there. It just follows that melody. And then there's singing involved, which I don't remember at all. And it's all in Portuguese too, so nobody wants to hear it.
That was beautiful. Good job.
All right, you're welcome. Now everybody knows I can play guitar. More or less the same way that Bella knows how to play piano.
All right, so while he's playing the piano, we actually get, I think, some story, some plot. So
I remember the words now. Anyway.
Oh, well.
Too late.
Anyways, so Edward, he says, I have to because I'm going to be a little overbearingly protective over the next few days or weeks, and I want you to think I'm naturally a tyrant. Bella says, what's wrong? And then Edward's like, nothing's wrong exactly. Alice just sees some visitors coming soon. They know we're here, and they're curious. And Bella's like, visitors? And he's like, yeah. Well, they aren't like us, of course, in their hunting habits. I mean, they probably won't come to town at all, but I'm certainly not going to let you out of my sight till they're gone. So, like, I have some problems with this. Because if this is indeed, like, where the story is going, these visitors... The problem with this is I feel like it's too casually thrown in. Like, Edward's just playing the piano, and he's just like, oh, by the way, people are coming, yada, yada, yada. Oh.
Vampires are coming.
And then he's like, do you like my song? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like it's so casually thrown in. Like, I feel like there should be, I feel like they should have been standing in the kitchen, like, talking, you know, chit-chatting, having fun. And then Alice, like... collapses to the floor, like seizing, like freaking out, and she's like seeing this vision or something, and she's like they're coming. You know what I mean? Awesome. Like something like more epic, like something like, oh my gosh, like what's going on, you know? Like it's just like so casually thrown in. If this is like where the story's going, it's, I don't know, I don't like it.
Nah, but I don't like it either. Yeah, the plots, it feels like this is definitely where the story is going to go because we're running out of pages to read. Yeah. So I feel like the visitors are going to start causing problems. Probably someone's going to get bit.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
Well, and they're on their way there, and...
That was Bella getting bit, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Dude, where's Jacob?
I don't know, man. This book is running out of time for Jacob.
I know, right? Like, what the heck is Jacob going to do about the visitors? Like,
yeah, so brief.
Oh, they're going to travel through his part of the woods. And then Jacob's going to come be like... We just ran into your visitors. Ooh. They're coming for you. I'll save you. And then everyone's going to be like, no, she's mine. He'll be like, I'll take off my shirt. I don't know.
Wouldn't that be epic? All right, anyways.
That would definitely not be very epic at all. That would be a far stray from the word epic.
But, so, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, so they like... So he finishes playing the piano.
She cries a little bit.
Yep. And this is the part that's so weird. Like,
I thought this was going to happen. I was like, no, this isn't going to happen. And then it happens.
This is not going to happen. And then it happens. He lifted his finger, examining the drop of moisture.
A tear.
Yeah, a tear. Then so quickly, I couldn't be positive that he really did it. He put his finger to his mouth to taste it. Okay. What? What are we doing?
Like, what's his limit, dude? Okay, so he likes human fluids. He likes blood. He just tasted her tear. Does he like snot? Does he like urine? Oh. Like, where does he draw the line, dude? If he's sucking human liquids, like, what's a vampire's
Okay. So how can girls read this? Like, how is there... Okay. Oh, how is there a team Edward and a team Jacob? That's my question. How are people reading this, like, and being like, oh, I am totally team Edward. Like, girls are reading this and they're like, oh, this is so awesome.
I want the same man.
I want someone licking my tears off my face. Like,
every time I cry, he just puts his tongue below my cheek and I cry into his mouth.
There shouldn't be a debate at this point. If everyone is a straw. It's a straw. If everyone isn't team Jacob, then this is my worry. I'm worried that in the future, Jacob is going to be like some complete psycho or like crazy or something. And like, because how is there even a debate between the two if Jacob doesn't have flaws? You know what I mean? Because this is just pure crazy.
Is it though?
Licking someone's tear? Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That is pretty crazy.
So Jacob must have like issues because I don't know.
Or maybe Bella's racist. There. He's an Indian.
I don't think so.
You don't know yet. We haven't got there yet.
Can't be too sure. So then she's like, what is it? Oh, shoot. I think I skipped it.
What are you looking for?
So, they stop playing the song, yada, yada, yada. The tear licks it. And then, he's like, he kind of...
Tour around the house.
Yeah, it's like a tour around the house. And, we get a little bit of a story about Carlisle here. Because Bella sees like this wooden cross. So she asks about it, and apparently it was Carlisle's father's. Carlisle was born in London in the 1640s, so he is 362 years old. We find out, so he's insanely old. We kind of go over like a brief history. Basically, he started off when he grew up. So his mother died giving birth to him. He also believed very strongly in the reality of evil, so he led hunts for witches and werewolves and vampires and all that stuff.
His dad did.
His dad did?
His dad believed strongly in the reality of evil.
Okay, yeah. So, then at one point when Carlisle was 23 years old, he led a pursuit of a mob and
burn the witch.
And he got attacked because he was like the fastest one, so he was in the lead. He got attacked, and then the person that attacked Carlisle like went off to go after the other ones.
He like killed two guys that came after like he started mauling Carlisle. So he killed two of them, and then he escaped and didn't finish Carlisle off. But he took a third guy with him.
Yeah,
probably ate that guy.
We don't know. That's what I'm wondering, if this is going to come back and like haunt them. Made off with the third, like if something's going to happen.
Oh, no way. That third person would doubt it. That dude died. All the blood sucked out of him and tears.
So, yeah, we find out that like Carlisle was like, I can't go home because his father would like completely just destroy him. Like he hated evil creatures. Like he just hated this. So he crawled away into from the alley. He hid in a cellar, buried himself in rotting potatoes for 3 days.
He's just a potato.
Yep.
That's the cure. That's what makes people vegans. When you're turning, go into the vegetables.
There you go. So he turns and all that stuff. That's
the end of the chapter.
That's basically the end of the chapter. So we get into 16 called Carlisle, which is like interesting because I feel like the last chapter was
a continuation of Carlisle.
Yeah, it's like a continuation. So they're touring the house and they go into Carlisle's office. So Bella notices it's kind of like a dean's office. It's like very similar to a dean's office.
Very old fashioned. Yeah,
there's paintings on the wall and all that stuff. Edward asks Carlisle to like explain his history to Bella, but he apparently needs to go to the hospital because someone called out. So Carlisle takes off, and Edward explains the story. It's basically like the same, like, I don't know. I feel like we get repetition.
It's a continuation of what's going on. Like afterwards, he just he decides to study. He meets a couple people. He swims to France, like across the canal or whatever.
Yep.
Is it a canal or is it a bay? I don't even know.
I think they call it a canal.
Because the canal is like just a thing like that distributes water, right?
Yeah.
But I thought there was like a massive space between London and France. Like a huge body of water. Like massive.
No, because I think people swim that channel. I think that's what they call it.
A channel, not a canal.
Yeah, channel. They swim it. A lot of people have done it.
I would imagine they have. I bet people have like swam across the Gulf of Mexico too, from like California, what's it called, Mexico to Texas or something.
Oh, I bet they have too.
Are you kidding me? That's like a couple states. That's hundreds of miles.
People can have a boat or something.
You'd have to like sleep in it. That would be cheating. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah,
is it called
you're
the
right.
English Channel?
People swim the channel all the time.
France, UK. Okay, yeah, that's pretty big. And it was probably like that smallest gap right there between Calais and Dover.
Probably right. It doesn't say.
No, it doesn't say. It's probably like that because it's only a couple miles. It's like 10 miles, maybe 12 miles. Yeah. Anyways, it's possible. Especially. And he says that vampires are really good swimmers too. I had that question answered.
They don't have to breathe.
Right. And they're super strong and they're super fast.
And they can't drown.
Right.
We found another Carlisle, another part, we went over it, like you're right about the other things, but he does say that he was upset about being a vampire, so he actually tried to off himself. Carlisle
did. Jumped off of buildings, tried to
drown himself, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything about it. And then she finds out there's only a couple ways that a vampire can be killed, which is gonna be wooden stakes. I'm telling you, dude. They're gonna get staked.
They don't say what it is. No, he doesn't go into it. But there apparently is a couple ways to do it.
That's definitely not something you tell your new girlfriend. Like, oh, by the way, this is how you kill me.
You break my third toe on the left side, and I just
only
die.
Halfway.
Then I die.
And then you shove potatoes in it. It's our only weakness. That'd be great if potatoes were their kryptonite too.
Oh man.
They don't talk about garlic, do they?
They don't say it. I don't know.
They brought up the cross because that was one of your questions in the beginning on our introduction, like if they were like holy water and crosses and stuff. So apparently that's not it.
Edward talked about myths with Bella. Remember one of the chapters where he like goes over like myths and he's like, oh yeah, those aren't true. I can't remember if garlic was in the conversation or not.
I think it was just coffins and sleeping upside down, stuff like that.
Yeah. So then, so basically, I don't know. In the story, they talk about how he went to Chicago, and like you said, we already kind of like in the past chapter, it went over this a little bit, but here it just goes into more detail. Where when he was in Chicago and the influenza hit, and his parents died, so he wanted a partner.
Oh, yeah, he was getting lonely. Yeah, he was like, why not make this kid be my partner?
This kid had nothing else to lose. He was dying from influenza, so he tries it. Apparently, that's it. Apparently, Edward though runs off. Like he what did it say? Like 10 years or like 10 days? I can't remember what if like something like 10.
Yeah, it was a few years. He had to run off,
away.
Be a rebel. He was like, I'm gonna go kill people. I'm gonna go eat them. Yum 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 yum.
But
we didn't even talk about like how Carlisle decided to be a vegan. Like he didn't like being a monster. And he was
didn't
like
want to be a
super hungry, and he was just like out in the forest, and like a herd of deer went by, and he just like reacted and killed a deer and ate it. And he's like, "Oh, this actually works. I ate venison before, like I was a vampire. I can still do this. Like this is a way of life."
Yeah, and Carlisle was really kind of from the start able to like restrain himself from humans. Like he was already like, I don't know, he did a good job. Like I think because it said that like, because he hated himself so much, like that he was a monster, so like he definitely had like an influence to not attack humans. So I think that definitely helped him from being a vegan, so called. But anyway, he comes back to Carlisle and Esme, and they're like welcome him with open arms. And then we get to Edward's room. They finally end the tour to his room. Ooh, baby. But he doesn't have a bed. Dude. All he has is a couch.
Perfect.
He's got a nice sound system, apparently. He has a super awesome CD collection.
CDs.
What a noob.
Why wouldn't he have records? Like, he's from that era. Why wouldn't he have, like, super old ones? That would be way more Edward style.
Maybe he might have a couple, but it doesn't really say. He just says CDs, so I don't know.
That's why I would figure he'd have, like, a ton of things that are cool, like collector's things that are from different eras, different places of the world, like where he's been. I would imagine he'd have, like, way cooler stuff in his room. I don't know why they all live together and, like, have little tiny rooms. Why wouldn't Edward just build his own house by now? What the heck's
That's so true. I don't know if people, like, if a cop or something, like, randomly stops by their house, you know, like, so it looks like they're actually, like, a family, like, together. I don't know.
That would be a lame life as a vampire. Just be, like, hanging out with people that call you their parents, even though you've been together for hundreds of years and they aren't your parents. Yeah. And they're not actually more mature than you. You're all, like, pretty much the same maturity because you're all ancient.
Yeah. If I was a vampire, I definitely wouldn't do what they do. I wouldn't be, like, in a house, like a family type of situation. I wouldn't want to be alone either, so I totally understand that. But I think I would try to find, like, just, like, one person. Like, if I could find a girl or something and then just journey the world with that one person, I would do that.
You could just, like, jump like the Hulk from one place to another. It's like, I'm flying. Like, I don't even care. I'd just be doing crazy things all day long. I would be very selfish. Wouldn't even have to eat. Wouldn't have to drink. Just hunt every now and then. Don't have to breathe.
This is definitely not
all day. I'd probably be like, hey, check this out, guys. Like, we can go to new like lengths. I'll swim to the bottom of the ocean and let's discover cool new things. Like, let's go. You guys can follow me. I'll take a camera.
That would be cool.
I'm invincible. Or send him to the moon. Are vampires invulnerable to outer space? Theoretically, they don't have to breathe.
They don't have to breathe.
They're super strong. But would the pressure get to them? Maybe they're super... Oh, I know what would happen. They'd turn into, like, a star because there's, like, no protection from the sun's radiation, and when they get in the actual sunlight, they just, like, shine. So he'd probably turn into a supernova. Next time.
You're probably right.
They should do that in one of the books. We can test our theory out. Hey, did you finish our artwork yet? Did we get a new artwork thing?
No, I haven't finished it yet.
This guy, just so everybody knows, I submitted one, and Jason didn't approve. He didn't like it. It is kind of appropriate now if you think about it.
It is kind of appropriate. You're right.
Dude, I think I win. I think you should just use it.
Just might. I don't know. You got to think of another idea.
No, that one.
You got to have a couple ideas.
That was the only one.
Whatever.
That'll ever come out of my head. Nothing else will be better than that for me, I think. It's got irony, satire, it's got everything. And kind of a slap in the face to our listeners.
That was cool. We're almost done with this chapter already.
Well, this chapter was basically just a story about Carlisle, so yeah.
Yeah, like we kind of just I don't know, but so he said so they get into the room, yada yada. I think he plays a CD for her, and then she's like, "I hate to burst your bubble, but you're really not as scary as you think you are. I don't find you scary at all, actually."
Oh yeah,
and then he's like, "You really shouldn't have said that." He growled, a low sound in the back of his throat. His lips curled back over his perfect teeth. His body shifted suddenly, half crouched, tense like a lion about to pounce. They don't say anything about if he has sharp fangs, though. They just say he has perfect teeth. So I'm not sure about this, but she's like, I backed away from him, glaring. And she's like, you wouldn't. And I didn't see him leap at me. It was much too fast. I only found myself suddenly airborne, and then we crashed onto the sofa, knocking it into the wall. All the while, his arms formed an iron cage of protection around me. I was barely jostled.
Jousted.
Sorry, I read it wrong.
Skewered.
But I still was gasping as I tried to fight. As I tried to right myself. He wasn't having that. He curled me into a ball against his chest, holding me more securely than iron chains. I glared at him in alarm, but he seemed well in control. And then he's basically just like, you were saying, and she's like, that you are a very, very terrifying monster. And he's like, much better. So she's like, you have no idea what us vampires can do. Like, let me show you. And then just like attacks her, just like kind of showing her what.
Threw her into the wall, basically.
Basically, like, she has no chance.
Can you imagine, like, Edward's parents, Esme and Carlisle, are just like down in the kitchen, and all of a sudden you just hear this. And like, oh, whatever. And they just continue like chopping carrots.
Chopping carrots? What are they gonna eat carrots?
They're making food for Bella. I don't know.
They're chopping liver.
True. They're probably eating like bear liver. Tasty figaro.
So Alice and Jasper hear this, and they come and they're like, this is where like those jokes happen again. The whole like
one more vampire human eating joke. Good one.
And they come in and they're like, we thought you were eating Bella. It sounded like you were having Bella for lunch, and we wanted to come to see if you would share. And he's like, sorry, I don't believe I have enough to spare. Like, it's just like these jokes back and forth constantly.
Get it over with.
Come on.
Just someone bite her already.
So Alice is the one that can tell the future. So apparently Alice sees that there's going to be a storm tonight.
You're gonna go play baseball.
So Emmett, I don't know where he's at. They don't, like, you never see him, but apparently Emmett wants to play ball. Are you game? So Emmett apparently like talked to Jasper and was like, hey, let's play ball. And Edward's eyes lit up. So apparently he really wants to play. And Edward's
like a bunch of dogs. Let's go play ball.
Oh, play ball. Fetch. Do you want to go? Edward asked. Bella's still confused, like, where are we going? And so apparently they have to wait for Thunder to play ball. And he's like, you'll see why.
Sonic booms.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking. She's like, well, I need an umbrella. And then, like, apparently no, because the storm will hit over town, so it shouldn't be like raining near them.
But not on them.
Not on them.
Kind of like golf.
I'm so excited to play golf today. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna be chipping balls left and right. I don't even know if
I'm terrible, but I think it's fun. So we'll be playing this is the part I hate. We will be playing baseball. I rolled my eyes. Vampires like baseball? It's the American pastime, he said with mocks. Okay, like, dude, baseball is so boring. I'm sorry. Like, if there's listeners out there that love baseball, like, I'm gonna come out and say it. I don't like baseball.
You've never played baseball, or have you never had the interest to play baseball?
I played t-ball when I was young. Okay,
t-ball is not baseball.
I know, but like, I have been to a couple of baseball games. And it's just like, you just go there just to hang out with your friends. Like, you're basically just talking to your friends. Like, the sport itself, like, watching it is so boring. Like,
really?
I find it very boring to watch.
It's a lot like football, just less movement.
Football's like everyone is involved. Baseball, it's like, oh, this ball might randomly come to me in outfield, and this one person might catch it, which he usually will. So it's like,
but it's a little bit more than that. Like okay, so let's say this dude sends a ball flying into the outfield, and there's like already a guy on the bases, right? So he's like flying around the bases too, and he's trying to steal, third, or try to get as close to home as he can, and the guy in the outfield has to launch the ball as fast as he can without thinking to get it to the other, whoever's on base to try to get the dude out. And the plays that they make are just like so close, and the guy sliding to try to get safe. it's pretty intense, just like watching him throw like that hard from that far without even looking, and actually like throw it right to the dude's glove. It's just like an outrageous amount of athleticism, and you're over here hounding on him that it's not interesting to watch. Like, you just don't understand what the game is.
So you sit in the outfield, and then like 1 or 2 balls may come your way, and you have to throw a ball. Like, I don't know. I don't get it personally. I really don't.
You haven't seen the joy in it.
I'd rather watch other sports. I don't know.
Would you rather watch people swim laps? Because that's pretty boring, but a lot of people get a kick out of that.
That race though in the Olympics like years ago.
It's close.
That Michael Phelps the relay thing where the guy it was like insanely close. That was I was watching that live when that happened at night. Like it was super late at night.
Everybody was standing up.
Dude, that was so epic. That race was awesome. That was way more entertaining than in baseball.
But if the bases are loaded and it's like bottom of the ninth and you're down like 5 points or whatever, maybe not 5, but 4 points or whatever, where it can make the difference, and everybody's standing up and they got their rally caps out, they're like, you can do it! And it's all up to the one guy. That's pretty intense too, man. It's like the same thing. And the intensity like stays there forever because the guy will throw a ball and he doesn't, swing or whatever, or he'll hit it and it'll just go foul, and it's like, oh, the agony, what could happen?
I don't know if you guys like baseball. If the listeners like baseball and they have some beef with me because of what I have to say, you know what?
Let them have it.
Let me have it.
That's right. Dude.
But
don't leave us a bad review. Give us a 5-star review. Because then we'll read it.
You can tweet at me bad things.
Oh yeah. By the way, no one rated us this week, and I feel very sad.
We didn't get any ratings this week, but someone did send a tweet at me.
Oh, really?
They followed me. Yeah, I was actually pretty happy about that.
Yes.
And they said that. Let me see if I can pull it up so that way I can actually like.
They said that we suck.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I just want to be able to read it word for word. That way, it's not.
Gotta quote that.
Wrong.
Gotta quote that commentary.
Says, Twilight Noobs is my new fave podcast.
What?
Yeah, super awesome.
That's cool. We've never even made a podcast where we're someone's favorite. Must be doing something right. Probably not me, though. I think it's you.
I think it's both of us, dude.
I'm pretty sure I'm just sitting here and you're taking the reins. I'm your horse.
You ripped your shirt last week, dude.
Oh, yeah, I think they're going to hear that this week, huh?
I put it up today.
Last week. Oh, I got to hear. Did you edit the audio in it at least? It's probably like ear splitting.
I don't know. I
didn't shoot. You didn't even look. I apologize to everybody.
So that's kind of like a behind the scenes of our podcast. We're 1 week technically ahead of whatever you're listening to.
Of course.
So there's that. But there was that comment on Facebook. We didn't really address it last week, but this week, basically the person said that they've been reading along with us. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. They got the book and they've been reading along. So that's awesome. Keep that up. Really appreciate that. But I think that does it for these 2 chapters. They're just going to go and play baseball, it looks like. The next chapter is called The Game, so... Actually, this might be entertaining next week, to be honest. We might actually get some
You just said you don't like baseball. How could it be entertaining?
But at least they're, like, doing, like, something. I
want to see what Stephanie Meyer's interpretation of vampire baseball is.
Yeah.
She's probably going to be, like, saying how gorgeous they all are and how elegantly they run.
It doesn't even like talk about baseball. It just talks about like Bella's like on the sideline like talking to like Esme or something, and they're just like having conversations, and it's like briefly like, oh, and Edward was playing baseball, looked over at her and smiled. Or like that's like it. Like that's the extent of it. I don't know. We'll see though.
He smashed a baseball and it went into the forest just like last time. Wow. Yeah, I don't think it'll be that exciting, dude.
We'll find out. But thank you so much for sticking with us. And
sticking with Twilight.
Sticking with
Dude, that's the next... Oh, that's what we should call our podcast. Not Twilight, dude. Sticking with Twilight.
Sticking with Twilight.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we thank you so much.
It is a challenge.
I
appreciate it. I'm going to keep cutting you off.
I know. It's super annoying, dude. Gosh.
Yeah, it's all theoretically... not theoretically. I practice a lot. Anyways...
I'll destroy you any day. Anyways.
At golf, I doubt
it. Make sure that you guys are leaving reviews.
More than one.
Leave a review and rating. That's all I'm going to say, because if I haven't convinced you yet to leave a review, then there's nothing else I can say that will make you do so. So
yeah, make sure it's 5 stars. That way we read it. Otherwise, 4.5 stars doesn't quite cut it, man. Sorry. Our flaws are not your problem. I'm just kidding.
All right. Make sure to like our Facebook page. It's just Twilight Noobs. And Twitter. My Twitter's a noob_Jason. And I think that's about it.
Give us a sweet outro song.
Oh, I did forget something.
What?
We forgot. I remembered like last week or something, and then I forgot about it. We haven't done like MVP in like the last like 3 weeks.
Oh shoot!
Like who's the top dog?
Was there though? Is there a top dog anymore? I mean, come on, really?
I think Carlisle deserves it.
For what?
Dude, he freaking hid in potatoes for 3 days.
Oh, right. That was epic. That was perfect. Yeah, Carlisle, he wins the MVP. Probably
just
for the rest of the book.
Just for that alone.
Going down in the History Hall of Fame of Twilight MVPs.
So we are Team Carlisle, these 2 chapters. Congratulations.
The most extreme MVP goes to Carlisle.
You're right, you are, Ken. And thank you guys so much for being here. We'll see you next week. This has been Twilight Noobs. I'm Jason.
I'm Eric.
And play baseball.